Hey everyone, it's Mr. Geoff and I'm back at it with you this week, and we're going to talk a little bit today about how to read nutrition labels. So I actually really enjoy reading nutrition labels. They give a lot of really useful information about serving sizes, the amount of protein, carbohydrates, added sugars, other things in the foods that we eat. You'll find them on most products that you buy in the store. But today, let's take a look at nutrition labels. I'll show you a few key components of what a nutrition label entails, and then we'll learn how to read a nutrition label and why it's important to know how to do that. So let's get moving along. Nutrition labels, like I said, are on almost every product that we buy, and if not, then companies will often make it available on their website. But each set of nutrition facts presents a whole lot of real useful information about the things in our kitchen that we eat and how healthy they are for us. When we look at a nutrition facts label, the first thing we're going to notice is our serving information. This tells us the average amount of servings per container and the serving size that they are calculating. Second, we have our calories. The calories are the amount of what are called kilocalories that we will be consuming in that serving. Third will be the nutrients. It'll give us a pretty good perspective of the amount of fat, cholesterol, sodium, total carbohydrates, fiber, insoluble and soluble, sugars and added sugars, protein, and various vitamins and minerals. Also, we can note that on nutrition facts labels, it is always calculated on a 2,000 calorie a day diet. So I'm here in my kitchen to show you a few different items that fall into different categories and some of their nutrition labels. So I wanted to start first with a loaf of bread. This is a loaf of Dave's Killer Bread. It's 12 whole grains and seeds. So this bread we already know is whole grain and contains lots of healthy seeds. So when we take a look at the nutrition facts label, we can see that per serving, there are 110 calories in this bread, and one serving is one slice. We can also see that one slice of bread has 5 grams of protein and is very low in added sugars, is also high in carbohydrates, but also has a fair amount of dietary fiber. Has a lot of iron, so it has 1 milligram or 6% of our daily need of iron, and also has some potassium. So we can see that this bread would be a healthy, generally low calorie option for bread that will provide us with a lot of different nutrients. Next, I wanted to explore a protein. So this would be a common sight in my house. These are Boca brand original veggie chicken nuggets. They're plant-based nugget. So we can see it's not going to have as high a saturated fat as maybe some meat products might, but it does give us an example of proteins in this serving size and what it means for taking care of ourselves. So if we look here at the label on this product, we can see that a serving size includes 4 chicken nuggets for a total of 160 calories. And we can also see that there are 14 grams of protein in this serving. So right off the bat, it has almost 3 times the amount of protein as our carbohydrate, our bread. So it is very high in protein. However, when we look at it, we can see that it doesn't have a lot of fiber, only about 3 grams, but that's still really good for a protein. And then as far as carbohydrates go, it's only got 16 grams of carbohydrates per serving. So relatively low percentage. So, maybe having a serving of something like that would be a healthy protein option. Lastly, I wanted to take a look at what a common dessert nutrition fact label might look like. So I grabbed a pint of Ben & Jerry's creme brulee cookie non-dairy frozen dessert. It is not an ice cream. It is similar to ice cream, but frozen dessert. So when we look at the label here for the calorie counts, we can see that there's about 940 calories in this total container. So if we have a 2,000 calorie a day diet and we consume 940 of it in the form of ice cream, probably not the healthiest. But that's how we can use nutrition labels. So if we look back at this here, we can see that per serving, there's only 310 calories. Only is kind of an understatement. As we remember, we had 160 calories in our serving of the veggie chicken nuggets, and we had 110 calories in our serving of bread. In this as well is 56% of our daily need of added sugars. Now, don't get me wrong, this is delicious. But by reading the nutrition fact labels, we know that it's definitely not the healthiest option for us. So it's important for us to have the facts and to learn and know how to read these labels. It empowers us to fuel our bodies and to consume things that we enjoy in moderation, but also to know that when we're eating something that's healthy for our body, we have a pretty good idea of what nutrients are coming in and how our body's going to process those.